What is up, everybody? My name is Jacob Williman. This is the Closers Confessions podcast. Yep, we changed the name because you guys probably know there has not been a podcast in I think 2 weeks now. Keith is just busy today. He's closing a house right now, doing his real estate stuff. So I'm going solo now. Big revelation here, or sorry, big event here. Sniper Insurance is leaving Globe Life. Yep, we're leaving Globe Life. That's what's been going on the past couple of weeks here. I have got my safety vest on because we have got to stay safe while we're transitioning. Okay, so excuse me, Keith's not here. Do a little bit of a solo episode here. So I want to talk a little bit today, and then me and Keith are obviously going to talk about it. We've got something cooking, just a little something probably tomorrow, just to like get even something out there. Yeah, my experience at Globe Life, talk a little bit about it. So what happened is, when I was brought on, you have to watch these videos, when you onboard onto the carrier there, where it's like a series of, probably 20 videos each on how you do the sale, how you collect referrals. So 20, another one on how you build your team. And they are really, really heavy on the multi-level marketing, MLM sort of stuff, right? Like they tell you, even if you don't make any sales, start building your team. Even if you're not going yet, start building your team right away. It's just about building your team, blah, 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 and how much money you're going to make and all that sort of jazz, right? So now the building the team aspect, if you are with the right agency and under the right person, then it's going to, that's not necessarily something that's forced upon you. The way they do it in some places, some agencies within Globe Life is kind of fucking insane. Okay. I ended up having to do this whole thing called, they called it the starting 10, where I had to go and get 10 people's phone numbers that might be interested in doing a job. Like that was what I had to do to freaking start. I hated that. I did not want to do that. I did not want to do that. So what I did is I just went to the mall. I just found a way to get 10 people's phone numbers in an hour at the mall. Just like cold approaching people, stuff like that. And I ended up doing it. Okay. And because I wanted to knock it out of the way so I could just get to the selling insurance side, because that's all I wanted to do was just do the selling insurance. Okay. So they're really heavy on the MLM, and it can be really, really freaking stupid. The hoops you have to jump through to even get started on that side of things, like pretty dumb, to be honest with you. I should not be someone that's recruiting for an agency. That's for damn sure. I definitely should not be. I'm not in that position. I'm not someone that should be doing that at all. Okay. Now my first impressions, I was like, wow, they're just so heavy in this freaking MLM thing. But everything else is pretty solid. The product is good. They have solid, they have solid products. The lead system is decent. So the lead system that I was told that I was going to have was that on Wednesday you get 50 leads for free if you don't make a sale, and on Sunday 50 leads for free if you don't make a sale. If you make a sale, you get 100 and 100. Okay. Now there are two different types of leads. They're like low quality leads, but you get a lot of them. So it's not like you can't sell them. Like you definitely can. It's definitely possible. Okay. But just Globe Life is expensive. It's very expensive insurance, like way expensive compared to normal life insurance. Okay. So when you're competing with a general life lead among the market, it is hard because you are expensive than everyone else. More expensive. At the end of the day, like, the way people think about insurance, it's just like, how much is this going to cost me for what I want? Okay. And how much Globe Life is going to cost you is going to be way more than everyone else. So the real way that you want to make money doing Globe is by doing their specific leads with their lead partners. So they have their veteran market, they have their union market, and then there's a few others that I don't even know anything about. So the way the veteran market works is that they basically get an ad and they fill out for either a free $4,000 or $2,000 accidental death and dismemberment policy, which is free, which they do give, or what's called a veteran burial and will kit. And basically it's just like a bunch of helpful stuff to help veterans like figure out the burial. And then in the midst of it, you talk about a free will. You're like, okay, you're asking me questions. And then you're like, oh, what do you have in place to cover your wife when you die? Nothing. Okay, we're going to talk about insurance. That's how it goes. Right now, when I started doing the veteran market, when me and Keith started doing the veteran market, the 50 free leads and 50 thing on Sunday is not at all how it was. It was 50 leads only. And for every 275 ALP you sell, you get one lead. Okay. So, 50 leads that aren't extremely fresh, they're fresh, just not extremely. And, you're probably not going to talk to 20 of them. 15 of them. And, there are actually recycling these, even though like you literally have to depend on these for your entire income and you have to get these rolling good. It's just that system is absolutely god awful. Unless you're like an extreme experienced insurance agent, it's god awful. Okay. It's just really bad. And then we weren't allowed to go back to the other types of leads. I have no idea why we weren't, that we were doing for me and this other girl were doing for 2 months. We're not allowed. So my expectations were 50 free leads twice a week. So I could dial and all this sort of jazz. That's not the reality. It was basically a lie or something that dried up. So I went in with completely different expectations and on that front. On the building side, the freaking MLM thing, the pressure from that is so annoying. Okay. Like, dear God, why would you make every new recruit try to start building a team right away? That's completely ridiculous. So there is that. Okay. Now you don't know, if you don't do the homework, you don't know that Globe Life is like the most expensive insurance that there is. And you don't necessarily know that the lead, when they switch you over to like the better leads, that it's going to be this insanely stupid system. So what happens is you have 50 leads, you probably talk to 25 of them. Half of them you get an appointment with, you do a full presentation, and then let's say you sell 6 of them on $50 a month final expense policies, because it's really just all final expense. So that's 600 ALP times 6. Okay. So 3,000 ALP, right? That's pretty good. But then you only get 11 leads from that. Not even 11. That math does not add up. Does not add up. So I ended up just wanting to ask them like, hey, let me, that's not even what I did, by the way. I underperformed for that. I was like, hey, let me buy the veteran leads. Just let me buy them, right? Just let me buy them. Why would you not let me buy them? Not allowed to buy them, no matter what. That's ridiculous. So the lead system is insane, unless you're like an extremely experienced person. It just sets you up to fail, for sure. Sets you up to fail. Now the first way is good. The first way is to set you up to fail because you can work those other leads pretty decently. So on that front, expectations were way different than the reality. And that's kind of what ended up happening with everyone who came in our agency. Is everyone had wrong expectations from the top to bottom. The guys at leader agency, different expectations. So it just was a whole thing. And then they made the right choice, in my opinion, of leaving Globe Life. So I think we're going to go back to the broker model, do all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty much what it is, right? We're going to eventually just go back to the buying a lead model, broker model, and then some of the bottom reps or reps who just like don't have the funds are going to get supplied some free aged leads, which is pretty good. I mean, that's what more could you ask for, And if you're running the brokerage model with great products, you'll be able to sell those for sure. It's just only a matter of time. You put in the work in and just getting practice and all that sort of stuff. So I do want to talk to Keith about this, right? We obviously want to hear Keith's thoughts, because I think I'm not sure how much Keith knew about the life insurance industry, although he had done property and casualty. I think it was property and casualty for a while, and he made like good money doing that. So we'll definitely have to get his opinion on that. I'm really happy that we're going to be leaving. We'll see where it goes. Now, in the meantime, we're doing something else just for the meantime. And then what will end up happening is I'll probably keep doing both. It's like a fitness offer. Talk more about that later with Keith. But yeah, that is pretty much what happened. So it's a big deal. I'm glad we're leaving. It's going to be a good transition. Going to be working with some good people. Now, but with everywhere you go with insurance, as everyone probably knows, and just what I've heard from all my friends and everything, there's always a letdown somewhere. So somewhere there'll be a letdown. I'm expecting it at this point. But we'll see where it goes, right? There's just really nothing you can do besides just roll with the punches. And if you're working for the right person, you just have to trust them, and wherever they take you is where they take you. There's no one better to work for than Caden Sanchez and Matt Reiner. Like, there really isn't. Maybe Jeremy Minor, right? I don't even know who else I'd possibly work for. So I just gotta trust them and have faith that they'll guide us and guide the agency in the right direction and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what's been happening. Not really much else to say on that front. And then, me and Keith will have a discussion about it for sure. And I know everyone wants to hear Keith's thoughts. And yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. So me and Keith are going to talk tomorrow, and you guys will hear from us then. So anyway, new name, the Closer's Confessions, because our primary thing is not doing wills anymore. We will still do those. It's not our primary thing. I'm going to probably center it more around sales, particularly insurance sales, but it's just sales in general. So that is it, guys. This has been the Closer's Confessions. I'm Jacob Williman. Keith Hilton is not here right now. Also, go check out the Single Parents podcast. Me and Keith were on it recently. I'll link that down in the description there. Peace out.